Get in, nerds. We are playing Burden of Command. So, I'm doing a big wide flank maneuver. So far I've been reasonably successful. I've got gun coverage of this area in case well, not of this hex. But this hex doesn't have fantastic visibility. It's really these these two that I'm worried about here. Because these ones can see me if I'm over here. So, that having been said, getting these tanks a little bit forward might be useful. So I think that's how we're going to start here. Just kind of inching forward. If I go to here, that's still all right. But I don't need to go too far forward. Again, I got cover hexes here that I need to be conscientious about because I don't want the enemy to see me peeking in there. So let's just keep these tanks moving carefully forward, and with plenty of orders left over to pummel the enemy if they decide to come out of their holes. Alright, that is actually all I want to do with Lieutenant U.S. Leader here to start. So we'll let the enemy have a little bit of initiative this turn and see what they do. Again, I think they're just kind of holed up in the town, which I completely understand because that's where all the cover is. And in war, the smart thing to do is to not get shot. Getting shot, cannot recommend. Never been a worse experience getting. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you do your best not to get shot when you're in a war zone. I think that's. I've taken my government mandated course on how not to be seen. All right, we're gonna start with Dearborn next. Come on, computer, you can do it. All right, we're gonna move this squad into Dearborn's hex. I'm gonna try to get clever with my action points again. I'm gonna bolster them to get them some extra move. No morale, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna move Dearborn himself into this squad's hex, and I'm going to rally them.
We have them on the back foot.
Beautiful. That's going to get this squad fully ready to go. Now, this squad's got a bunch of movement now. So let's get them hoofing it forward. Hell of a thing indeed. You're not wrong. And then this squad's got 3 go rounds, but actually, I want to take command of them with Captain Murphy. Because I want to save one of Dearborn's orders so that he can get forward a little bit further on his turn, because I've basically got all of Dearborn's platoon over here into the action. At this stage. Really? Can only make it by going this way. Can you go up and then down? Not even a little bit. Alright, well, this might be a mistake, but we'll see. Whew. Alright. And then him and the squad together can get moving due south. Alright. Am I being too cautious? Maybe. Is being cautious a great way to make sure you don't get shot? In many cases, yes. Now, see what the Germans do. I'm very proud of myself for clearing out all these units that were standing around out here, particularly that beautiful shot on this one. I'm still riding the wave of that one. And emotionally. That should be enough to sustain me through the entire scenario. I might move all of Lieutenant Rao's squads with Captain Murphy just to give Lieutenant Rao enough orders to get forward with all his units. But Thompson is... That's right, Rao's third squad is over here. Thompson is almost able to get his fellas consolidated up here, so we'll start with them. Just make sure the area is clear. Now I'm going to have him bolster the squad he's standing in, get them a little bit of extra movement.
Dickerson, lead on.
And we're just trying to be optimal here. Because wasting time, it's not
Come on.
really on the road. Not loving that decision, but it is what it is. I beefed it. I beefed it. That's not... It wasn't what I should have did. That's okay. Just get into this other squad. And then Thompson's last action point is going to be to get this... last order is going to be to get this squad moving. Oh no, I already did activate them. I'm silly. That's okay. That's okay. You know what they say. Rather be safe than sorry. Okay, German squad over there. I do have tanks I can pound that squad with, which I will almost certainly do. And what does this squad have visibility to? They won't be able to see my units coming forward over here, which is the thing that I care about. Okay, come on, computer, you can do it. Uh-oh. Really? From there? Okay, alright. I beefed it. I really didn't see jack all. That's okay. It's going to be an interesting turn this turn, but happily I've got an infantry squad over here that I can deal with them with. Actually, two. So, I cannot take command of the tanks, which is what I would like to do. So, let's see what the enemy does. Surely this squad has spotted my tanks. Pretty hard to miss a tank driving right by you. But, you know, war's a funny thing. Plenty of mistakes have been made and will be made in additional circumstances. So let's see if the enemy takes some action. They do not. So, not in firing arc. Okay. That's a good call out. And blocked LOS over here. Now this unit I can absolutely wreck. This unit I will be able to wreck, but not this turn. So, actually, no, I can activate both of these units. Hey, sir.
Take them down.
Okay. Got him real good. Nice, solid flanking shot. Now this tank should still be moving. So if I turn to face this way, yes.
Fire!
Beautiful. So that puts them out of action. Now they're not moving. This tank's not moving anymore, so I can't turn them again. So I'll need to be careful from here. Now the question is, do I come up with Captain Murphy and deal with this squad? What's the danger? You ended up on these ridges. Haven't seen one yet, but hopefully that might not be a problem. Let's actually grab Lieutenant Rao's squad from over here, and we'll send them in to clown on this enemy squad here. Get him! Nice. Beautiful. Another enemy squad. Okay. Undaunted. Wonderful. Shooting's probably not in the cards. Nope. Certainly not. Can't get there with them. Leaving my fellows a little exposed here. But that's okay. It's not the worst thing that could happen. Didn't expect the enemy to be slinking around out of cover. What kind of shooting? Okay, so they're covering all this area. I'm not going to move the squad back. That's for dang sure. Looks like the enemy doesn't have a clear shot. I'm going to hold and see what kind of action they take. I've got tanks in the area, so I can pummel them with tanks if needed. Just got to hope they don't have another squad sitting around over there. It would be a shame if they did. Okay, so they're covering the area of the approach that they need to cover, which is smart. This also gives me an opportunity to turn this tank facing back this way, which will be nice. By shooting at this unit here. Okay, alright. A bolster. Interesting. Alright, that looks like a swung and missed morale check. Whew, okay, that could have been real bad. Let's spend our other points to knock on the doors of these two squads again, and get them into better suppression. Looks like they do have a Faust. 50-50 for me to win initiative. Their chance of hitting me is high, but penetrating is quite low. Let's take the shot. Beautiful.
Find a target.
Nailed it. Excellent. And that should get them pretty low in morale. It did indeed. And we'll do the same with this other tank.
Can't see.
Just get them stomped. Okay, the officer's over there, which I guess shouldn't surprise me because that unit rallied in between those two turns. Now the question is, do I risk sending Captain Murphy and this squad forward? I think the answer is yes.
Form up.
This might be a giant mistake. Get him!
Let's move up.
This is quite greedy. But typically a platoon is 3 squads. Beautiful. Scrumptious. And shall we complete the full set? I think yes. Just going to send the squad this time because I want to save those action points. Hopefully I don't get Captain Murphy shot faffing about back there. Get him!
Frag out.
Nice. Nice solid flanking assault. And hopefully that puts us in really good stead to cover this whole area. So, Captain Murphy's got 2 orders left. Again, my plan was to activate both of Lieutenant Rao's squads and get them moving over here so that I can use Lieutenant Rao's entire turn to get him into position. It's a little dirty, but now that I've taken out an entire platoon over here, I actually feel a lot more confident. Again, hopefully I am not making myself a ginormous mistake. But I don't think I am. And of course the tank leader over here is still leading the round, so I've got to pass it again in order to get Lieutenant Rao moving himself. Okay, thought I saw something. I'm jumpy. I'm jumpy. Anytime you're doing an ambush, you're going to be jumpy. So, Rao. Not really rocking the movement that I would like, but it is what it is. Huh. We'll get a little bit of on-road movement going this way. Anyway, that's Rao. Next, it's going to be Stern. And we'll get these machine guns on their way to the southwest. And this time, I'll bolster this one. I'll be a big, smart commander and bolster my machine gun to get them moving a little faster.
Let's go long!
Football! Obviously, I can't press them because I pressed them last turn. For
Let's
no
get the gun
benefit.
set up.
Don't get the gun set up. There's nobody over there. I mean, get the gun set up as much as you like. Be ready. If someone shoots at you, shoot them. Last action is the tanks. I feel strongly, again, that if the enemy had units camping out in those craters to the south there, that they would have used them. That having been said, I have been seeing... Every time a mortar round cracks down, the camera pans over here. Which there are people talking about as like, yeah, it's out of character information. And like, that's true. But I do like the way it's set up. It kind of has the effect of those shots in horror movies where like you see the heroes being watched from the tree line and whatever. I think that's really the vibe. You know, vibe of like the GM sitting behind the screen rolling dice, and you don't know what's happening, but you know something's, you know, it's not nothing. So I kind of like that. I think that really, I think it spikes tension. Having been said, I can understand why, as a designer, you would want it not to happen. I think we leave this... No, I think we get this tank moving to the west. Actually, no. A more important question is, what do I want to do with these tanks? These tanks are covering these hexes. I think this one gets a little forward to here. And then aims southward to cover all of this business. And this one's covering the western three of these, so hopefully that, or the western three of these. So hopefully that should be fine. That squad's only those two tanks, so I should be good to go. And then we'll get the other tank moving around. Obviously, I used all the all the orders of the tanks that are over here, but it was worth it. I needed to be doing smart attack stuff, and I indeed did. So let's grab this tank. Let's move a more sensible direction. Burden of command. Cool. Crash through those fences. And I don't want this tank up on this ridge, so we'll just send them this way. Because this is the get shot at zone right up here. And that is the turn. I've still got Panzer Shrek, so I'm leaving these two tanks where they are for now, so that they can keep doing stuff. Wow, that's actually only the first turn. I feel like it's been 2 turns, but it hasn't been. All right. Let's start on turn 6. So how do I want to do this? Dearborn is ready to go now. So I think we start with him. And we start by moving this squad forward. We're going to leave them with 1 action point and 1 order as we get the rest of these squads moving forward. Actually, I think I'm going to bring this squad kind of around. Do I bolster to get some extra distance? I think I... No, because I want to save the captain's orders. And I need the remaining thing to snag... Okay, it's looking clear. Coast is clear. Remaining squad, forward. I think the plan is we rally this squad with Captain Murphy. And then maybe we run up and do the same for the... No. We do it with Thompson, because Thompson's right over here. And Thompson's other squad can get forward at the same time. Should I, as a captain, be personally leading attacks? Maybe not. Is it something one must do, even on a good day? Yes. Oh, this squad's beat up real bad. Guess they took a bad hit. It is what it is. We've had those days.
They'll never win.
This squad's one of Rouse, so I'm not going to rally them with Thompson, surely. Again, not going to take the road. Made that mistake plenty of times. And now we're over here in force. And I think we leave this squad just where they are for the moment to do stuff with Rao. Now, I think we rally this squad, bring this squad up this way, and then bring Rao along with this unit. Alright, I got a plan. Am I taking a long time to do this? Yes. Is it necessary? In my opinion, absolutely. Again, the place I want to attack from is right over here. And there's no substitute for doing the thing you really need to do. So, give this unit a nice rally.
Let's hit them hard!
Get Rao's other squad. Do not wish to be on the road. Like that. Could have gone one more. That was dumb. That's okay. We'll have Rao's squads bring up the rear. Or the far right flank. Now it's your left, left from the camera's perspective, but it's from the company's perspective, it's the right flank. All right, that's our rifle platoons. Weapons platoon is next. check if I'd have had anyone else come up from the rear. Any sign of any mortars? Doesn't seem like it. Tragic.
Give the Krauts a taste.
Give him a taste. I am going to use these MGs eventually, just not right now. I think I can actually afford to rally this squad to get them their one additional action point.
You know what comes next.
Sure do. Indeed. And that's basically the turn. A little bit more tank maneuvering to do before we get in here. And I know this is slow, but it is what it is. When you're doing a an outflank, when you're doing a flanking maneuver, you got to do a flanking maneuver. All right, let's take a quick look at visibility over here. Do I move the tanks forward? I don't think so. I think I go in with Dearborn next turn. So that means I'm just getting my tanks where I need them.
Shift gears.
Any more tanks back here or anything? I do not. I do not. It's only the tank commander over here. And all my other tanks are up in the business. So that's turn 6. All right. I think in the interest of saving time and making sure the attack stays on schedule. No, scouting with tanks is not good. That's the turn. That's the turn. Let's not be silly. And that makes it turn 7, which means this is the end of the episode. My nerds, I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you on the other side.